Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Rohan Lawrence, and I'm here to do a Monday Night Raw review. This edition is July 15th, 2013. So let's get started. But before we get started, as you notice, this is a different setting. It's just too hot to do it where I usually, do this review. So I'm doing this in my living room with the AC, if you can hear it. Alright, without further ado, let's get this review started. Let's see. First things first, Brad Maddox, as you guys know, has now become the general manager. He comes out, introduces himself, basically promises to make his era even more better than the Vicky Guerrero era, and he does it by making a rematch from the Money in the Bank, Dolph Ziggler versus Alberto Del Rio. And while it's happening, while he's talking, John Cena comes. And he basically says, this is going to be the only time, kid, you're going to be in the ring where somebody's even more hated than you. John Cena's just going through the motions. Really, he just accepts it. People hate him. And Brad Maddox does something interesting. He gives John Cena the chance to choose his opponent for SummerSlam. John Cena's confused with this, and then things keep progressing, and then Randy Orton comes. Says that, John Cena may not even be champion by the time SummerSlam rolls around, because he's not going to make the same mistake John Cena made and let people know when he's going to cash in. He's going to make sure people don't see it coming. This led to Fandango coming out and not challenging Randy Orton, but when you interrupt the Viper to Randy Orton, you're basically challenging him. So, as you can imagine, Fandango's like, you're going to challenge me, Cena. Tries to do his whole Fandango thing, Orton interrupts, and Brad Maddox makes the first match, Randy Orton versus Fandango. The match was good, and although I don't like Fandango, because I think his gimmick is retarded, it's stupid, it's a waste of time, when he actually wrestles, he's actually very good in the ring. It was a pretty good match, but the Viper won on top. Nothing really special here. The usual comeback, Spike DDT, RKO. But I gotta say, Fandango is actually a very good wrestler when he actually puts his mind to it. He's very good. The next segment featured Mark Henry, and I just don't like what WWE is doing right now. I know they had this whole John Cena had a crappy 2012 year, which he really didn't. He lost, but he lost by disqualification. We all know that doesn't count. But they're playing him up now in 2013. They're supposed to be the best WWE champion. Having guys like Mark Henry say he is the greatest superstar of all time. How he made him tap out and he'll make everybody else tap. It's just what? I just hate the head this company is giving this man. It's so annoying. It's you're really gonna have Mark Henry say all that stuff. Mark Henry would never. That's just not his personality to give credit like that. He'll give credit, but not man, I'm just so sick of this, man. But this company's either Cena or bust. It didn't last long, though. The Shield came out and attacked Mark Henry. Gave him a triple power bomb. Shield, man. Another grade A attack. The next match featured Del Rio versus Ziggler. Now, before this, Ziggler said it was time to move on from AJ. So, before the match, Ziggler breaks up with AJ, which you all know was going to have some repercussions, and you all knew what was going to happen eventually. Match gets underway. The match is good. Dolph Ziggler and Del Rio, like Money in the Bank, put on a great show. They just really great. My favorite moment is when Dolph Ziggler gave the tornado DDT from the corner. He jumped onto him, gave him a tornado DDT. Great match. When it looks like Ziggler had the momentum and had the win, the bell rings. Ref didn't call for it. Of course, it's the crazy one herself, AJ. While Dolph is wondering, why the hell did you do this? Del Rio kicks him in the back of the head. And, 1, 2, 3, that's it. AJ goes into the ring. Basically starts slapping Ziggler. Ziggler's trying to get her off. Big E comes in, gives Dolph the big ending, which is, I guess that's the end of that stable, huh? And, very, awesomely and very creepily, she gives him a kiss of death. He's knocked down, he still kisses her. I thought that was cool. Really adds to the whole crazy scorned woman persona. I think we possibly might see a triple threat match here. because with Biggie defeating Alberto Del Rio before, and you know, with this whole thing with Dolph and Ziggler, with the great rivalry they're having, this could lead to a triple threat at SummerSlam for the World Heavyweight Championship. And I'm not you know, I'm not against that at all. Honestly, if it's a triple threat match, it's a triple threat match. I won't really have a problem with that. See, the next segment we have, you know, R-Truth came out for the next segment, so I thought, oh crap, R-Truth is here. I guess he's gonna wrestle. Well, no, Wyatt family, they had other plans. These guys, just like as creepily as the attack came, they go and attack R-Truth and Bray Wyatt with some disturbing message talking about how R-Truth wasn't the truth he seeks and he wants Kane to follow the buzzards. By the looks of it, looks like we're gonna have a rivalry between Kane and the Wyatt family. I'm all for it. I think it's just gonna be a good rivalry. We'll just see what happens, see if anything happens on SmackDown. Next match was a WWE app choosing match where the Real Americans chooses either the Primetime Players, Tons of Funk, and the Usos. We all know that we're going to choose the Usos. I don't really see the point of that, but the Usos versus Real Americans. I gotta say, the We the People chants are actually getting loud. Maybe it's because it's Brooklyn, but they're actually getting louder. So I'll give Jack Swagger and Antonio Cesaro the credit. Pretty good match. Usos win. They're getting some momentum. I want to see them fight the Shield again at SummerSlam. And actually them get on the card. Because, seriously, they were just too good to be kept on the pre-show. The next match we had was Damien Sandow versus Christian. As you know, Damien Sandow was the winner of the World Heavyweight Championship Money in the Bank. And he was fighting Christian. Good match. I just didn't like the fact that he lost, though. It just felt kind of weird that, like, they had Randy Orton, who's a Money in the Bank winner, win. But then again, I guess Randy Orton has more status. But, I mean, like, they're clearly going to push Sandow. Why they made him lose to Christian, who, by the looks of it, was very injured, had a chipped tooth, and really didn't need the win. Like, I don't see Christian having the win. It wasn't really that much of a point. I mean, like, maybe he'll continue his rivalry with Dean Ambrose, but he didn't really need the momentum like that right now. But I guess whether Sandow won or not didn't matter, because after whether he won or not, Cody Rhodes probably would have still came out and attacked him. This is gonna be a good rivalry between those two. I hope to see those guys at SummerSlam. Have these guys build up the rivalry a bit more. I just wonder how this face turn is gonna work for Cody Rhodes. Should be interesting. The next match we had a Divas match. It was Naomi versus Brie Bella, and I gotta give credit where credit is due. Naomi's actually a pretty good wrestler. I can't even deny. She used a move called the Veer View. She actually used her ass as an attack. That was weird at the same time, very kind of impressive. I mean, like, you know, I always say that, you know, WWE has talent, they just don't use it. And Brie Bella and Naomi are just a perfect example of that. I think they're trying to push the Divas division a little bit more. But I think that's also because TNA has their knockouts. I've been watching TNA for a while, and their women's wrestling has always been just way better. Like, I saw the ladder match Taryn Terrell and Gail Kim had. That was crazy. Their match at Slammiversary was great. So I think, you know, TNA is making them, you know, push more for women's wrestling, which leads me to wonder if they're going to do anything else with Caitlyn and AJ, or if it's all tapped out. Either way, I hope to see some Divas action at SummerSlam. We're getting towards the final stretch now. I should mention during the show, Brad Maddox, who's the general manager now, as I mentioned before, has made a good main event: RVD versus Y2J. Which definitely delivered. I'll talk more about that later. But this was definitely, as good as the main event was, this promo probably won Raw over. The promo featuring CM Punk and Paul Heyman. Man, that was a good promo. As you guys know, at Money in the Bank, Paul Heyman betrayed CM Punk by costing him his chance to get the Money in the Bank. CM Punk comes out and says, I know Paul's here, I know Brock Lesnar's here. I'm not going to wait for you guys anymore, just come on out. Paul Heyman basically just, wow, I mean, he goes in on Punk. He basically says how, you know, how together him and CM Punk were the best in the world, how they were the champions for 434 days, how they almost break the Undertaker streak, how without Paul Heyman, CM Punk wouldn't exist, how in 2005 WWE didn't have a future for him. It's actually true that part is actually not scripted. WWE really didn't have a future for CM Punk. They thought he was, not what they wanted. So the fact that they're using a little bit of reality here is just making this this rivalry between CM Punk and the Heyman stable more interesting. He's like, without me, there is no CM Punk, really. And CM Punk replies like, "Are you done?" And it's just crazy. He says, this time I swear on your children that I'm going to basically get everyone who conspired against me, anyone who had anything to do with you betraying me. And, the emotion between those two, and it's probably because they know each other, but damn, that was some raw emotion right there. Seriously. Very captivating promo. I was quiet the whole time. Promos like that make you want to watch. I mean, the best segment on Raw. Seriously. But, great promo. Also ended with a little bit of action, because Brock Lesnar came back, and CM Punk and Brock Lesnar rumbled. Valiant CM Punk was. The Beast Incarnate was just way too much. And people are saying this rivalry is good, but people are also saying that the only thing that makes this rivalry weak is the fact that CM Punk and Brock Lesnar are Brock is too huge and CM Punk's too skinny. I think at SummerSlam they're gonna have a match clearly, but I think it should be no disqualification to make it more realistic. Brock Lesnar gives CM Punk the F5 on the table. And man, I cannot wait for the next Raw or SmackDown if it's going to continue the rivalry. I can't wait. This is going to be the feud of the summer. No doubt about it. Next, we have the main event. RVD versus Y2J. These guys haven't gone at it since 2002. And man, do these two still got it. Great match, honestly. Some highlights include the power bomb that Jericho gave RVD. The moonsault that RVD did on him. Of course, the walls of Jericho. That's always great to see. And then the 5-star frog splash. Man, RVD just... The Rolling Thunder. RVD, I've seen him in TNA. And he just wasn't as energetic. So I was worried when he came to WWE. I was like, well, he's great, but he's older now. He can't do that. And he just looked like in better shape and just better, more energy. This looks like going to WWE cured him. Sorry, TNA, nothing against you. But great match, definitely 5 stars. That's definitely going to be in the video package of Best of 2013 Raw and SmackDown if they make another edition. That's definitely going to be worth it. And now, even though that was the main event, we have the final thing of the evening. John Cena choosing his opponent for SummerSlam. Once again, I'm not a 100%... I respect Cena and I like the guy, but I just don't like how they did this. They already pissed me off earlier in the night by having Mark Henry saying, oh, he's the best superstar. Why are they so dead set on making this guy, the best? I mean, he's just not the best superstar. But I guess whatever lines of Vince's pockets. Anyway, they have this whole segment where everybody, literally everybody, every superstar is out. Once again, just making Cena the star of the show. And it's just, I know he's the WWE champion, but no WWE champion in history has gotten that much spotlight than Cena. And it's just kind of ridiculous. I mean, no wonder why people hate Cena. I can't really get mad at them. And it was ridiculous because we all knew he was going to pick. Whether you heard it on Bleach Report or whether you just had an intelligent guess, we all knew he was going to pick Daniel Bryan. Why they had to make such a big deal out of this, I don't know. They could have easily just had Cena come to the ring by himself, say Daniel Bryan comes out and does the same thing. Was there a need to have all the superstars there? I know they want to make Cena the center of the attention every Raw, but it was just felt redundant. And all it does is get the fans to hate Cena, and all it does is have the superstars hate Cena, because I'm pretty sure a lot of them say, yo, I really do hate this dude. But anyway, we'll see where this new rivalry with Daniel Bryan and Cena goes. I think Bryan's going to win. I may be hopeful. Some people say Cena's going to bury him alive. We'll see what happens. Anyway, that was pretty much the Raw review. I'm going to be doing SmackDown, as you know. Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think about, just everything involving Raw, rivalries, what you think is going to top SummerSlam, what's going to put SummerSlam on the map for this year. Just let me know. Comment, like, subscribe, do all that jazz. This is Roman Lawrence, and I'm signing out. Goodbye.